Welcome to That's What She Pled, with attorneys Christina Goldberg and Julie Lurson from Lurson Goldberg LLC, law powered by women. It's time to shake up the old standards of law and of business. Join these two witty, intelligent, and sassy female business owners who are taking their industry by storm, challenging stereotypes and shattering ceilings. These two are on a mission to educate, empower, and support not only their own clients, but other powerhouse female entrepreneurs. Come for a laugh and stay for the vibe as Julie and Christina hold nothing back and share the truth of what it is to be female attorneys and business owners through discussion of current events, original stories, and inspiring guests. Now, on to the show.
Welcome. I'm attorney Christina Goldberg with Lurson Goldberg, and I'm here with my law partner, Julie Lurson, and this is the That's What She Pled podcast. Julie's going to sound a little bit different than I do today because she is dialing in or calling in or podcasting in from a different location, as well as our guest today. So we decided to have our very first That's What She Pled guest on our podcast be a photographer, Melissa Robinson with Rebel Robinson Studios. Melissa is a very old friend of ours. She's had the opportunity to shoot both Julie and I professionally and personally and family photos, and is just a kick-ass photographer that we are super, super proud to have here. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you. Hello. Thanks for having me.
Hi, Melissa. It's Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Here.
Hello.
It's good to see you. She
Good
is
to
a
see you
kick-ass badass. In fact, let's talk about badass, right, Christy?
I knew you were going to bring it up, Julie. Unbelievable. Yes. So Melissa and I, in a former lifetime, were actually roller derby. We're teammates for a little while.
Short time.
Mm-hmm. And then you got really
Yes.
good and you moved, went to a better team.
I went to a more established team. Yes.
She won't even say better.
I'm
It's
not
okay.
going to say better.
It's okay. Own it. Well, and then I got old and I stopped.
Not as old as me, but yes.
Right. Well, I'll never be as old as you, but
Correct.
I figured walking into a courtroom with bruises all over me maybe was not my best idea. So that had to come to an end. But anyway, so Julie and I know, Melissa, we know why you're here. And we know why everybody listening is super, super lucky to have you here joining us. You are the talent behind our podcast cover shots, our firm shots, our marketing campaign. And you really have developed your photography business into a true niche, but working up to that, you started out, I mean, the way that we met, you started out in the legal field doing paralegal case management work. So how on earth did you get into photography?
That is kind of a long story, but I'll try to keep it brief. I actually went to college for photography way back in the day. That was when we were still shooting on film. I realized very quickly that there was no way I was going to be able to build a career out of that. Not at the time anyway, sorry. And it really just became this very expensive hobby because we were having to pay for our own chemicals, rent our darkrooms time, so it was just something that I just couldn't handle. And so I actually changed my major into graphic design. And then that just sort of fizzled out too. There was some things going on with my personal life. And so I just went heavily into the workforce at that point. I went back to school when I was 25, got my paralegal degree, and that's when you met me. I worked in the legal field for 10 years.
And then she retired from the legal field.
I retired from the legal field. Yes, I always loved photography still. And, the digital age had come about at that point, and it was very exciting. It was new. And when I was 35, I decided, why don't I just see if I can make a business out of this?
Hey, why not?
Really.
Yeah, totally.
Not really understanding like all the ins and outs. I had no idea how to run a business. It's still touch and go at this point. But that was 8 years ago. And, I went through a lot of different stages in trying to narrow down my genre. But I just fell in love with it again and retired from the legal field, which, no offense, just wasn't for me. And
We're deeply
Much love to
offended.
you all, right?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe
Much
it was
much
us,
love
Julie.
to you. Yeah, maybe it was you. Well, I wasn't working with you guys at the time, but yes.
Oh, well, there we go. That's the reason why. Moving on.
No.
Right,
We were the beginning of the end. It's okay.
right.
It's all right. I remember us
Uh,
meeting, by the way.
Yes.
Yes. We didn't
Yeah,
like
I
each other
remember.
all that much. Well,
No, I
I
didn't
was
like
scared
much
of
of
you.
anybody. I
I
didn't
was
like much
scared
of
of you.
anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Why would you have been scared? No way.
I was
You-
scared of Melissa too. Let's be clear. We were all scared of Melissa. I'm still scared of Melissa. No, not really. I think
No,
I know.
you
I
were
can-
you were like you were the one. I mean, you were the one that handled everything. And when I started working there, you looked at me like, all right, you little third year think you know everything. Listen, I know. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, I was
You've
running the
evolved now.
I was running the litigation department at the time. So yeah, I kind of was doing most of it.
Oh, I
Sorry.
know. It's
My
okay. You taught me everything I know.
Stupid thing came up. Yeah.
Really.
Sorry, my stupid thing came up. Anyway, it was not terrible. I wasn't mean.
No, you weren't.
No, but
No?
I have heard that I can be somewhat intimidating when people meet me. And I do have a streak in me that's very competitive, not with necessarily other people, but myself.
Mhm.
And so when I plan to do something, I want to be the best at it and be at the top of it. And, it led me well in the legal field, and it's, very well in owning a business of my own, as I'm sure you can imagine. So,
Oh yeah. I was gonna say that's why you are. That's why you are where you are. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
right.
And I
So-
love it. I
so
love
yes,
it when I get
that's-
those texts from you that are, hey, let me run this by you, business owner to business owner. What do you think? I love it because I'm the same way. Like let's
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So did
Yeah.
your legal career inform the name of Rebel Robinson?
So my business name was actually Night Owl Photography for many,
I
many
remember.
years. Rebel was my
It was really
My
just
dirt-
a reason to
It was
ask
my
you
dirt-
the question.
that was my derby name when I played roller derby.
Ah, see, you've come full
And
circle.
yeah, yes, and it really was such a very exciting time in my life, playing and being part of a team, pushing my body to lengths that I didn't know was possible. And really, being part of something that was just not something that other people could do. So it was a really wonderful time in my life, and I miss it, but I always felt this sort of rebellious nature inside. Christy, I don't know if you remember, but one year you got me a black sheep necklace.
I do.
I still wear that today, although I'm not wearing it today, but I wear that black sheep still. And every time I put that on, like I think about, being powerful and
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah, that, Rebel has kind of always been part of my nature. That's why it was my derby name. Carrying it over into my business just seemed natural. So when I rebranded to Full Boudoir a couple years ago, I wanted to have the brand sort of encompass me, as well as telling women that they can bring out their rebellious side as well. So yes, somewhat full circle.
I think that's
Which
so
makes you the
cool.
perfect inaugural guest, I think, because we're trying to shine a light on kick-ass women, and you are the proverbial badass woman. And what's beautiful
Wow.
about your business is you're empowering you're empowering women to be badasses.
Mhm.
So badass begets badass. I don't know what that makes, but
Badass
something-
squared. Can we do something with that? I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, there we go.
New marketing
I
campaign.
appreciate that. All right. I appreciate that because it's,
Badass begets badass.
yes, thank you. The women that come into me are, they're on these beautiful journeys, and whatever you are is pretty much what you attract, as we all probably know. So my clients really are a reflection of me, and getting to bring these amazing, women into my space and make them feel safe to pretty much be whatever they want to be in this space is really such a gift. So every one of my clients is a badass. They really are. whether they believe that or not. I mean, they really are. It's just incredible to me.
Yeah, you make them believe it. Well, so for Julie and I, what's interesting is that we actually are lucky enough to be some of very few people who've had you take clothed photos, business photos, professional shots. And we've used those images now to market our firm. I mean, just day in, day out, constantly are the images that you created, the most unbelievable, the gorgeous images that you created for us. I mean, they're on billboards, they're on commercials, it's everywhere. And so we're really lucky to have had you do that. I know. And I kind of, every time we need new photos taken, we're like, God, it's really not what she does anymore, but it's us. Maybe we could call in a favor. But you have moved to Boudoir, which is just so your website talks about.
Which doesn't work as well for us professionally.
Right. I know. We kind of have
Depends on what you do.
We could wear business jackets, but then now never mind. We won't go there. So your website talks about you being a visionary, a storyteller, and empowerer. So you talk about wanting to find a truth from your clientele. What do you mean by that? What truth are you looking for?
So here's the thing about art and the person that creates it. Wherever I am in my journey, my personal journey is what is created in my art. And again, like I said, whatever you are is what you attract. And so wherever I am on my journey seems to be the type of client that comes into my office is also on a similar journey. Not the same, of course, but very similar. I love to hear about women's stories. My goal is to sort of bring out whatever they are trying to find, really. And sometimes I have women that are at the very beginning of their journey, whatever that journey may be. Could be, they've been a mom their whole lives and, they're just now trying to figure out who they are. They're on some sort of weight loss journey, maybe. They're going through a divorce, had a death in the family, whatever the case may be. They're on some kind of journey that is changing them. And when I sit down with them for the first time and start really delving deep into what they're trying to do, I want to capture that somehow for them. And whether they want to be extremely feminine and they aren't able to be that way in their everyday life, I can do that. If they are maybe in a situation where they appear a little bit more demure and they want to show their badassery, I want to do that. Whatever I can bring out from them inside is really important to me. So, that's what I mean when I say, I want that story. I want them to give it to me. And I want to create powerful images that show that that's who they are already. You know what I mean?
That's so killer. That's just the coolest thing. So what do you find? So is this a lot of times photography packages, people will get a gift for someone or do you really find that these are women who are investing in this for themselves, by themselves, because there's something that they're seeking? Is that what you find?
Yes. It's very rare that somebody can come in on a gift, as a gift. This is very personal, intimate, and definitely not for the faint of heart. I know that the women that are stepping through this door for the first time are super brave, first of all, because they're literally becoming as vulnerable as they can with me, for the most part. So you can't do that by giving that as a gift to somebody. You may want them to, but that person has to make that step into the studio. They have to really want it for themselves. So yeah, they're finding me because they need it. They need it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I imagine though, sometimes someone wants to do it, but they also don't want to do it.
Every single person that sits on my couch.
Oh, okay. So I wouldn't be the only one that felt that way if I came through the doors.
I don't think,
How do you work around it?
Yeah, save for a few. There are definitely some women who come in here and are just ready to rock and roll. They capture me tomorrow. But no, for the most part, everybody who sits on my couch is just very timid. What am I doing here? And like I said, it's such a gift for them to even come in here and expose, parts of themselves to me. That doesn't sound good, but you know what I mean.
No pun intended, but literally. Yeah. That's what she pled.
Okay. That's what she pled.
There you go.
I'm going to say that now. But yeah, no, when she comes in here, she's not, for the most part, she's still trying to figure out what she wants. I don't ever expect anybody to come in here and have any idea of what they want. They sit down, they look around, their eyes are big, and they don't know what to expect. And I love that, actually. I like really thrive in that. I'm like, let me get you in here and explain, what this is going to do for you. And then when they leave here and they schedule their session, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. This is crazy.
So your process would be, you don't get a phone call or get an email and say, okay, let's schedule your shoot for X day. You actually say,
oh gosh,
okay,
no.
we're scheduling a meeting and we're going to talk about your needs, what this is. So it's sort of like photography therapy. I mean, really? Right?
No, it absolutely is. I had no idea I was going to be a therapist, but it really does feel like that a lot of the times. Yeah, no, I require every client to sit down with me. I do have several clients who come back over and over again. I don't have to sit down with them, of course. They've already been through this experience. But
what equipment would you like to use?
Right, exactly. What are we doing this time? But no, for the most part, they need to come in and they need to meet me first of all. That's very important because again, I'm going to be photographing them at their most vulnerable. They need to be able to trust me. They need to see my face, hear my voice, see how I am with them. They need to tour the studio. They need to get comfortable here in this space, making sure that they feel that it's safe for them. And then, these sessions are not about me. Even though I'm guiding those clients throughout, this session is about them. So it's really important for me to really evaluate what they're looking for. Boudoir means so many different things to everybody. Like it could be fully clothed to completely nude. It's just such a wide range. Excuse me. So it's really important for me to know what they want, what they're looking for. And again, they don't always know that when they sit down. There's a lot of prep work that goes in to to getting them to that point where they start to narrow down what they're looking for. And then I create that safe space for them to be able to do all the things. So.
Wow. Yeah. It's just the coolest thing. Well, and I know at one point, I had a shoot scheduled with you and ultimately ended up canceling it'll be rescheduled. I mean, but it's so important to be in the right mindset. I can say as a client, I had a toxic person come back into my life right around that time and didn't truly recognize the impact that person was having on me. And
Sure.
That's ultimately what made me go, I'm not in the right headspace at all for this. So yeah, it's so super, super important. And if there was anybody I was going to be comfortable with, it was going to be you. So I can totally see the level of empowering you're doing. It is just the coolest thing. And, obviously totally different ways that Julie and I are trying to do that with our clients, empower them. We're right next to you. We're here, we're doing the counseling and the therapy and all of these things that we never signed up for, but right. Same story, totally different area, but you just put this magic behind it. That's the greatest. I absolutely love.
How many times has a client said like, that's not me. I don't, and
when they see their images?
What? No, I'm just saying like I'm not somebody who wants to sue people and, that kind of thing. So you have to, I'm trying to draw a parallel. Between boudoir photography and personal injury law.
That's good. Labored, but it was okay.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's not, you don't have to be quite as vulnerable with Christy and me, but you do.
You can definitely keep your clothes on.
Right. Please stay dressed.
Well,
right. Well, please stay dressed when you come to our office.
Not the obvious parallels, people.
Right. Although we have had some clients who thought that was optional as well, but that was a long time ago. We'll just leave that in the past. That's fine. So, okay. I want to know, what's a dream shoot for you? Like if you could, anything, anybody, what's a dream shoot?
Like who would I capture?
Name it. Place, person, pose.
Famous person.
Yeah.
Famous person. Oh my gosh, that's a hard question. Oh.
I'd do Ryan Reynolds. Photograph Ryan Reynolds. That's what I would do. But that's
what's so funny about men is they actually have so many more hangups than women when it comes to this type of work. It's so funny. So no, it probably wouldn't be like a famous person. Does it have to be famous?
No. No,
Oh.
just you probably sleep. You probably have dreams about like, oh, what a cool photo that would be. Or I mean, I see you come up with new ideas all of the time, all over your social media. And hey, I've got this and hey, we're doing this. And like, oh my God,
Yes,
where do you come
I
up with this
know.
stuff? So do you have
I
something that,
mean, I would love to start shooting underwater. That's a big
oh,
goal of mine at some
Oh,
point.
yes.
Yeah,
wow.
I know.
Oh,
I know. There's a lot of education that goes into that kind of thing, and I don't have quite the time for it just yet because I'm spending so much time, still working with emotion and learning bodies, different types of bodies. And because I shoot a lot of couples, I have to do a lot of couples education as well. Because again, it's very, very therapeutic, both for solo sessions and couple sessions. But yeah, I mean, I would love to learn underwater shooting and kind of showcase just some really beautiful water images. Like that's
oh,
just a dream.
That would be.
Yeah, we don't really have we have that kind of landscape here. We don't have the mountain range that I would love to shoot in as well. That would be amazing.
yeah.
So there's some traveling involved with that for sure. But yeah, underwater is definitely like this sort of thing that just is sitting there. It's like you're gonna get there one day.
Oh,
So
dream board that's going to happen.
oh
I
yeah,
can see
no,
the images now. Oh my gosh.
absolutely.
Oh, they'll be incredible. You'll do it. You'll do it. I have everything.
I will. No,
Yeah.
absolutely I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have some surprise
Oh,
questions, just some curiosity questions that I thought would be fun to ask you.
oh boy.
So, okay, talking about personal development, what is
Mm.
the daily, do you have a daily habit every single day, something that you perform daily for personal development?
I do actually.
The way you answer that is a little frightening.
I know.
Yeah.
As we mature, we read lots of books, right? So lists are actually really important to me. It's kind of the way I stay somewhat grounded. So I will sit with my cup of coffee every single morning and I will time block. That's really important to me. And I will do a page of writing just to kind of clear my head. And I make myself do 10 minutes of stretching.
I love that.
All right. So a little physical, a little emotional, mental.
Yeah, I have to, I gotta clear everything and do that first thing in the morning. It's really, really helpful for me to go ahead and sit down. And then when I do start my day, I try to follow my time blocking as much as I can. Not
Yeah,
gonna
us
say it's
too.
perfect.
Us too. And then all hell breaks
And then
loose.
life happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I'm not gonna say it happens all the time, but if I don't do the writing of it, it's just a mess all day.
I
So
love that.
at least I have like this little bit of
You have a
time
roadmap.
that I
Yeah.
have control,
Yeah. Huh.
beforehand.
Okay.
So
Do you cry when you stretch? They say sometimes if you like get a really good sort of stretch or yoga pose and you start crying, release all those emotions. No.
apparently I'm not stretching that deeply.
Apparently,
I mean, maybe in pain.
apparently not that
Maybe
much.
a couple of tears from me holding a stretch too long for sure. But no, I haven't cried while stretching yet.
No.
That's not.
Okay.
No, is that something I should work up to?
I don't know. I've heard it can be really like this is a super cathartic. I don't know if it's maybe more yoga associated, but
Yeah,
yoga
I
I
think
tend to
it's-
think is
yeah.
also stretching, but that you just sort of have this magical release and you just cry
Yeah.
and then everything is right
My
with the
my
world.
life coach makes me cry constantly.
Oh,
So yeah, so she'll do some guided meditation that makes me cry.
okay. Okay. Well, that's
I think
all
that's
right.
enough crying for
Okay.
me.
All right. Well, okay. So speaking of your life coach, so I actually the same question, but with regard to business development, what's something that you do on a daily basis with your business that's a must?
A regular basis.
Again, personal development, books, all that kind of stuff. When I walk into my space, when I first get in here, I take a moment to look around. That's always really important to me because if I don't like become present in here, remember why I'm here and reconnect with this space that has given so many people such a beautiful experience, I don't feel the same way about it. You know what I mean? Like the days pass and it becomes mundane and all of that. So I really like to take time when I'm in here to, I keep it very quiet I don't even turn music on unless I have a client here. It's very quiet in my building. And so I just listen to my space and breathe in here, and I have beautiful light and just be here. So I feel like that's the one thing that I know that I do constantly, just business wise, to just sort of reconnect with why I'm doing what I'm doing. So that's.
Did you ever suffer from like imposter syndrome? Do you know what I mean by that?
Sure. I mean, I think we all do.
Oh,
I've
hands up
been.
if you do. Absolutely. Every single day I
Hands-
wake up in the morning, I'm like, who do you think you are to wake up?
Yeah, who do you think you
Yeah.
are? What do you think you're doing? How
Yeah.
can you charge this? How can you make a business out of this and support your family on this? How dare you?
Yeah.
Yes,
Daily.
you're just a little woman, for crying out loud. Yeah, yeah, no, of course I suffer from that. But I have been doing this now for 8 years, and every year gets easier for me, where I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I am freaking great at it. My clients remind me
Awesome.
every day, how amazing this is for them. And so I try not to dwell too much on feeling like an imposter. I mean, those feelings definitely come up, but not only do I not have a lot of time to be worrying about that, my clients sometimes don't let me either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They really like push that out of the way. And that's who I'm doing it for.
Well, exactly.
I don't
The
have-
song is not about
Yeah.
you. Yeah. It's
yeah.
who am I to
Yeah.
think this is about me? It is so not about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you keep giving like that, you receive, and that's how, that's how these businesses just keep evolving and becoming amazing. So yeah, I really try to hold on to that.
Love that. Love that. Okay. Do you have a favorite
Okay.
quote, expression?
Oh,
Your quotes
And
are
you couldn't-
amazing.
Mhm.
So Melissa's part of your business is Instagram and social media.
Yes,
And so
yes.
frequently she'll share an image, and then with it, you find these amazing quotes that really, I think, speak to exactly what's in your photographs. And so is
Thank
that
you.
something
Yes.
like how what's the process for you? How do you?
So a bit ago, I said, wherever we are on our personal journey is kind of like what comes out in my art. So anytime that I find something that's meaningful like that to me, because it's just the way that I'm feeling that day, I actually think about the quote first, or I hear a song with some lyrics that really speak to me, and then I go and choose what image that's going to go with. And sometimes it's really light and airy. Sometimes it's kind of darker and dangerous. Sometimes it's not a boudoir picture at all. It really just depends. But I will say one of my favorite quotes is Emily Bronte. I wish I were a girl again, half savage and hardy and free. So that's on my wall. I love that quote.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I need to
That's
hang
a good-
on
that's
to
a good
those
one.
feelings. Yeah.
So I
Our
know we have to
inner girl.
wrap up here in just a couple of minutes.
Okay.
All right. 2 more
I'm
questions.
having so much fun though.
I know. We have so much fun with you. 2 more questions. What song
Okay.
do you play to get just amped up? Do you have one?
Ooh, music is
two.
such a big thing for me. Yeah,
Mhm.
I love all kinds of music. You'd be surprised by some of the stuff I listen to.
Probably
I can
not.
be really.
Probably not.
I can go from like techno to jazz in a second.
Yeah,
So
I can see that.
it's really difficult for me to actually pick a song. I love the Black Pumas, so I will play that, and like Chris Stapleton sometimes if I'm just
Oh,
chilling out.
Yeah.
And if I I'm just getting jazzed up here and I'm getting ready for a shoot, we'll probably put some techno on. I don't know,
Nice.
just to get myself pumped up.
Okay.
So yeah, I go back and forth with that. That's too hard of a question. That's like, what's your favorite
sorry.
movie?
Okay, fine. All right. We're going to dinner tonight.
Withdrawn.
What are we ordering? What are you eating for dinner?
Ooh, well, I'm on a health kick right now. I know. Wait, is this a cheat night?
It's
You gotta
an
be specific.
We are going to dinner one time. This is your only dinner ever.
Ooh.
What are you eating?
Let's see. Tacos. I mean, crying out loud. It's gotta be tacos.
What is it with tacos? Why does everybody want tacos?
Really? Is it
I mean,
'cause
they're
it's
great,
Tuesday?
but no,
No,
today's
I-
Wednesday.
I know. I don't know what it is about tacos either, but I definitely could choose that at any time. I love Chinese food too, but I can't eat that very much.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
All right, well,
Well, I
that's
have
kind of
a
a
great
pedestrian answer.
Really is tacos and Chinese.
Oh, are you looking for? Okay, you know
No,
what?
it's
really
fine.
like-
You know what? It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh my God. You could come to our office for dinner. We got a cookie platter the size of freaking Texas delivered today.
Oh, from where?
We were nominated for, we
I
were top 3 finalists
know.
for Sarasota County Business of the Year. And ultimately the
Again?
company that
How
won.
surprising.
Oh, weird. The company that won actually stopped by. So I'm not sure if it was we won and you didn't, or if it was it was super cool to be a finalist with you. I'm not certain which one it was, but either way, this platter
Well,
is
let's take the high road.
massive. And there's like
Yeah.
38 kinds of cookies on it. Anyway, it's ridiculous. So you can come here for dinner.
Yes.
Uh,
I don't think that cookies will be on my list for dinner ever,
I-
but I'll come and see you.
me neither. Yes, please. Let's do that. So tell everybody where they can find you. They need to find you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you. Okay. So at Rebel Robinson Studios on Instagram. My website is just, rebelrobinson.com. I think it's Rebel Robinson Studios on Facebook as well, although I'm not on there very much. Or you can just email me, hello@rebelrobinson.com. Come in for a consultation. My consultations are free. They're under no obligation. And I want to create something magical for everybody. So
So
and I'd
amazing.
like to get
There we
one
go.
of you in here. Like, hello.
We'll do it. I know. I promise.
Yeah.
We'll do it. And I
Mhm,
cannot wait
mhm.
to see. I cannot wait to see the people who check you out as a result of this. Hopefully, a whole bunch of people. And
Yes.
That would be
and you should.
amazing.
yeah.
You
And if you
should.
don't
Be
know
amazing.
Melissa, oh my gosh, know her. She will absolutely. She'll have such a big impact on your life. Truly.
Oh,
Oh,
you're so sweet.
What a great
Thank you.
experience working with you. Okay. Well,
Oh.
Melissa,
All
thank
right,
you
now,
for
so you
helping
said
us
no,
do
you don't do
this.
tears today.
No,
You're
no
welcome.
tears.
This has
Thank
been
you
so
so much.
fun.
I'm so excited to
so-
have had you as our first guest, and we got to.
I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank
Like
you.
when you guys first got together, I was like, oh boy.
Oh.
And then
I don't even want to know what that means.
Uh-oh.
But the way you guys have worked together and what you've created and the brand that you've put out is, it's just amazing. I love knowing you guys. Anytime I pass my billboard, because I call it my billboard.
It is yours.
Well, you should.
I'm like, 'cause I get to see it every day.
Yeah.
Well, you
I'm
have
like,
a huge.
hey.
You're a huge part
There
of
it
why we
is.
have a brand.
Yeah, you are.
We have a brand because you
Yes.
gave it the visual
Yes.
that we needed.
You created it for
And,
us.
Well, you said it first, Julie. Badassery begets badassery, and you two are forces to be reckoned with. I mean, you always have been. And us badasses got to stick together. So
Yes. Badassery cubed now. All right.
To
And
infinity
real.
and beyond.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Well, thank you, Melissa, so much. And this has been the That's
Thank
What She
you.
Pled podcast. And we will see y'all soon.
Thank you for listening to That's What She Pled podcast. Don't forget to click the follow button to be notified when new episodes become available. The information covered and posted represents the views and opinions of the guest and do not necessarily represent the views or opinions of Lursen Goldberg lawyers. The content has been made available for general informational and educational purposes only and may not constitute the most up-to-date legal or other information. The content is not intended to be a substitute for legal advice from your individual attorney, and the information provided does not and is not intended to constitute legal advice.